Welcome back to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. I want to thank our corporate partners, JR's and S&S, for bringing this broadcast to you each and every week. And we also want to thank our segment sponsors. Each one of our segments, we are fortunate to have great segment sponsors. And this one is brought your way by Dark Insurance. Right here in Alexander City, don't be in the dark about your insurance. Call Dark Insurance today, 256-234-5026, 410 Hillaby Street right here in Alexander City. Got Eltoro Freeman up here. He doesn't need an introduction if you're just joining us. Former Auburn University linebacker and former Benjamin Russell linebacker. I want to start right there, Eltoro. Benjamin Russell on a roll, had a call earlier. Already starting to compare this team a little bit to the 2001 team. And they're playing dominant defensively right now, 5.8 points per game. I know you've had an opportunity to work with them a little bit in the past year and a half, and these guys are growing up. They're playing to their level that they were capable of playing all along.
Yeah, man, it's amazing to see them, man. You know, when I went to a couple games and just watching that defense, man, they're very stingy and they flying to the ball, and you got two great linebackers that, you know, they get called all the time, man. And so they continue to go the way they're going, and, hey, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. And I want to start there. You talk about two linebackers, and I don't want to single anybody out because that whole defense is playing well. The secondary, the linebackers, the defensive front. But haven't had since you and Jonathan Birmingham lined up shoulder to shoulder in the middle, two linebackers that are more fundamentally sound and more aggressive than the two we have now, Javion Banks and Tobias Russell. Talk about the linebacker position, El Toro. That's the position you played your whole career, and how important it is for your defense. They're the anchor of your defense.
They really are. Being a linebacker, first thing, you can't be scared of contact. You cannot be scared, man. You gotta fill your gaps. You gotta love contact, and you gotta want to hit, and you gotta have attitude. Mm-hmm. You know, when I always stepped on the field, you know, I always took that position. I didn't look at it as a position. Mm-hmm. I look at it as an attitude.
That's right.
You know, linebacker, man, you know, and I see some good things out those guys, man, you know, and that defensive line, like you said, man, they're great too, because without defensive line, it's hard for the linebacker to do something.
Well, that's right. If your defensive line's not getting pushed and they're not blocked, then linebackers get knocked out of the play. And you know, as a linebacker, you're going to have these big offensive linemen. They're going to be pulling and they're going to be coming after you. So important to be able to get off blocks. Tobias Russell and Javion Banks do a good job.
They use the hand, and that Javion Banks, man, he has a high motor, man. I mean, he's just constantly going. And so, they using their hands well. They getting off blocks, man, and they making plays. They wrapping up and making tackles. So, you know, they continue that, man. The sky's the limit.
Absolutely. And El Toro, you know, is more than anybody how important youth football is, and being fundamentally sound at an early age. You came up through youth football, and I know you appreciated having coaches. I think I was out there. I was out there. I didn't say I had anything to do with your success, I promise you. But I believe Chad Keeson was your head coach, but I had another team. But learning early on how to play and do the fundamentally things right, and moving on up, and that's what you're doing now. You've gone through, you've gotten your degree from Auburn University, and that's, first of all, a feat in itself. You're a minority in this country when you graduate from college, so kudos to you and applaud you for going all the way through and completing your degree. But you played college football. You lived a dream that not very many people have an opportunity to live, and now you're able to see yourself, I guess, in some of these kids, and I know that's probably what makes it so special.
Yes, sir. And you know, the biggest thing I try to teach them, man, is to come out there and have fun and play with energy. You got to have fun. You got to play with energy, because the game is too hard for you not to. Mm-hmm. You know, and so you know, and what I'm teaching, because when I was younger, if I would have had a guy that come from, no disrespect to y'all coaching now,
I know.
If I would have had a collegiate player to come back.
That's right. What are you trying to say?
But they would have had just all of my attention, you know.
Exactly, of course.
And so, you know, and I feel I held that over the kids. You know, me, Mike Goggs, and Tay. I mean, yeah.
They've grown up watching you guys.
Yes.
And that makes a difference. I mean, you play on a national championship team. Michael Goggins played on a national championship team. I mean, Tay, speaks for himself. He was quarterback at Benjamin Russell, went to Southern Miss, was quarterback at Southern Miss. So, I mean, and frankly, I know you guys don't look at it this way, but you're idols to these kids. So, and that makes a difference.
Right, it does. It really does. You know, and what we're trying to teach, you know, usually, you know, you try to put the biggest guy on the smallest guy. We're not teaching that. We're teaching the defensive ends to contain. We're teaching the linebackers to fill the gaps. We're teaching the
real rules of football.
Yes, you got to have it. You know, and we teach them football discipline. You know,
And
when you're
that's
supposed to stay outside, you stay outside. You know, you don't come inside, you stay outside. So those things, man, and they just eat it up.
It's just not just a mad scrum to the football, you know, especially at those ages. Everybody wants to just run and get in a big wad.
Right.
But y'all are teaching, and that is so huge because if they're establishing that at this age, when they get on up into high school, it's second. They're not having to learn that.
Exactly.
It's second nature now. They can concentrate on doing other things.
Exactly.
But we got Eltoro Freeman up here with me right now and talking youth league football. Eltoro, I want to talk about you now. You know, just talk about your story to this point. Baltimore Ravens, you signed with them in a free agent contract after the draft. You go to rookie camp, you're tearing it up. Tweak your knee. And you haven't, you know, you really were blessed not to have many injuries in your career. I mean, I know you had a foot injury at some point in time at Auburn where you had to wear a boot for a little while. But outside of that, you didn't really have. And to talk about that, I mean, it's got to be a little frustrating. You were having such a good rookie camp, and then all of a sudden your knee. But thank goodness it wasn't anything major other than a sprain.
Yes, sir. Like I said, first of all, I'm extremely blessed. And like I was having an excellent camp. I really was, you know, and I hurt my knee, you know, and that's been the thing, you know, after I went there and actually performed the way I did, I have no worries now. You know
where you are.
Oh, exactly. You know, because I know I can do it. I know I can actually play on that level. So, right, in the meantime, in this time right here, the only thing I'm focusing on is working out and getting better and waiting for the phone call. I don't let negative distractions get in my way. Oh, man, when you going back? Oh, the season, they don't play 4 or 5 games, man.
No.
Oh, man, I don't get into all that.
You can't listen to that.
No, because it's something totally I can't control. So I try to worry about the things I can't control, keep my faith, and continue to work out, and everything gonna fall in place.
There you go, and that's the attitude. That's so tough for a lot of players. You know, they want it right now. I know you want it as bad as anybody. You ready to go? You ready to play? You play for free. I know you done told me that he'd be playing for free right now, and I know what you have had the opportunity to go through and do, and I know you know in your heart, and everybody else knows, you have all the ability to play in the NFL. And look, let me tell you. After what I saw Sunday on the field in Atlanta, you could have started for Carolina. Let me just tell you, because there was some pretty horrific defense out there. And, you know, look, one of my buddies, Brandon Fochie, went to the game with me, and we took our kids. And, you know, one of the things he looked down there in the field is he goes, man, these guys aren't as menacing as you think they are. They're not as big as you think. You know, if you look at Beeson, the middle linebacker for Carolina, he's not a big guy.
Not at all.
Cam Newton's a lot bigger than he is. So, of course, Cam's a lot bigger than most everybody.
And these days of time is all about speed. It ain't about size anymore.
Exactly. Now, that's where when they line it up and they kick it off, you see the speed of the NFL.
Right.
That speed is just so different. But working out, staying in shape. I think everybody. They don't have to have me tell you that. They can see. But Eltoro, we wish your biggest fans are right here at Sportz Blitz.
Yes, sir.
We wish you nothing but the best. I'm looking forward to wherever it is. If it's in Seattle, San Francisco, Miami, Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina, wherever you end up, we're gonna be there to support you. I can't wait.
I appreciate it.
I know Braden's gonna make me. Wherever it is, wherever it is, he's going to make me jump in the car or jump on a plane and go. But Eltoro, looking forward to staying in touch with you.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to continuing to follow you in the youth football league here. And, and before we let you go, God always has a plan for everybody. And God's intentions right now is for you to be with these kids.
Yes,
sir.
That's
the thing that you think about. You wouldn't trade this time right now for anything. And you said that on the other show. And your time's coming. You got all the ability in the world and all the faith. But always a pleasure having you out here, man. Glad you're welcome back anytime.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Eltoro Freeman, former Auburn University linebacker and Benjamin Russell High School linebacker. He'll never lose that identity either. And future NFL defensive player right here. So stay tuned. More Sportz Blitz Live presented by JR's and S&S Tire right after this.